Would you like to know how one agent went from losing a $3.5 million listing to selling over $2.1 billion in real estate?
In this video, our friend Joe Velasco shares exactly how he broke into new construction, built relationships with builders, developers, flippers, and grew his sales to $200 million per year. If you're a real estate agent looking to open up new revenue streams, create your own exclusive listings, and build long-term financial success, this is the video you've been waiting for.
We're the owners of sellnewhomes.com. We've trained over 200,000 real estate professionals. Let's dive in and uncover the strategies and secrets of one of the most successful real estate agents in the country.
Let's go.
All right, we have the amazing Joe Velasco here. Teresa and I are honored to have you here today.
Very much so.
And we've really enjoyed getting to know you after these last number of months, even though I guess we've been part of your life for quite some time.
Joe, you really are a rock star, Joe. Okay, you really are.
Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So our question, first of all, is how long you've been working in real estate? Can you just tell us a little bit about your market area, a little bit about your business?
Sure. I've been in the industry for over 20 years. However, selling full-time real estate as a real estate agent since 2010. Prior to that, I was a lender. After 8 months, I got an email, just like the emails that you guys are sending in out through 𝘃𝗶𝗋𝗲. And Gino and I had connected. I remember we had went out to 𝘃𝗶𝗶𝗲𝗍, a place that he really liked over in Santana Row. I was telling him that I picked up a couple flippers at an open house and I wanted to get into new construction. And he's, hey, we're going to be putting on this event over at this hotel that you guys had, and you should really go. That time, one of the flippers that I had worked with was making it a big deal that he was going to start his very first new construction home, but that he would love to give it to me, but I'm not at that caliber. Thank you for finding the project, but he was going to work with another agent.
That had to sting just a little
Just
bit.
look at it.
It did, because I felt like that was going to be my very first $3.5 million listing. My wife was 6 months pregnant. It felt like a punch in the stomach.
Right.
And yeah, I went to your guys' event. I signed up. I took the class. It was great. I learned a lot. And I then went back and I really understood the math about what a builder is looking for and what an agent can do to serve as not necessarily as a financial consultant, but really we have the leverage to bring them opportunity that creates wealth. If you know what you're doing and you hold the leverage because you're the deal finder. And then if you have the experience and if you can present a property both in person to buyers, to sellers, and show it away online and in person, you will get that listing, and you hold the golden egg at the end of the day when you're able to understand what building costs are, when you understand how scarce it is to find a good opportunity, to find a big lot, to understand how long planning takes and construction costs are. And when you understand those things, you're able to formulate math. And at the end of the day, that's what everybody's loyal to, the money. And I knew I can find teardowns for $2 million and the construction costs $1 million. And there's comparables around there that are selling for $6 million that the builder developer was going to make $1.5 million. With that said, it gave me all the confidence in the world also to ask for my full commission and to find property. And I knew that was going to be the fastest way for me to break into the high end. After going through your guys' program and learning the vocabulary, I then went and proceeded with finding opportunity. And I found that it was never ending. The money's easy to find for someone to buy it. The hard part is finding the projects. Finding the buyers is easy, and then getting the listing on the back end. And my business evolved into 60 to 70% of what I do now is new construction. And then the other 35% to 40 is resale and past clients that are coming from the business.
I'm guessing that a lot of the resale comes directly from what you're doing with the new home. So either buyers that connect with you, maybe that new home doesn't turn out to be the right deal, the buyers who have an existing contingent home to sell. So I'm sure you drive an awful lot that way.
Yeah. Every single listing I get, new construction, I always pull a listing from it. I always pull the neighbor or someone that walks in, and I always pull buyers from it as well. But yeah, it definitely, it doesn't end there. And then I resell these homes later as well.
So back to this in a nutshell here. You took our training, it gave you the confidence, it gave you the language, helped you understanding the numbers, helped you understanding the builder's perspective, and so on. All great things. Can you tell us just a quick summary, and then we can dig in further? What have you done? New homes business since you've gotten into the business, and then we understand you're on track for incredible year this year.
Yeah, I'm on track. I was going to hit 300 million. Unfortunately,
You've had some bad luck.
Oh,
Yeah.
you poor thing, Joe. Just scraping by, buddy. You're just scraping by.
And I can show you a little bit right now of the properties that I'm carrying over to the next year. This is my pipeline right here. And these are 8 units in Redwood City. And it's a piece of land that I found. It was almost an acre. And we were able to get 8 townhomes onto the property. And this right here represents 16 million in volume. And these were 97% done. So they'll be on the market in about January 6th or 5th.
That's not a bad way to start the year, right?
It's a great way to start.
How many agents say, look, there's no inventory, there's no opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
This right now is another project that I found. And this was 2 acres. And my developer was a little bit uncomfortable building 40 units, or we would have got them through here. But we end up just flipping 8 homes on the other side. And then we did 16 units here. And I have 11 that I haven't sold and 6 that I have. And that's why I'm carrying some of this through. So these are 𝘃𝗶𝗃𝗋, which are another 8 that represent another 18 million. Just in that alone is 32 million right here. This one right here, Brian, it's a property that I found last year for 2.2 million. And we're about 90% done. And it cost about 1.6 to build it. And we're going to put it on the market in February for 6.5. So it's new construction as well.
Beautiful.
This right here, we're not going to sell it anymore, but it's 1 acre in 𝘃𝗶𝗃𝗋, and we're going to do 27 condos. So in about 2 years from now, you'll see that I'll have 27 condos in 𝘃𝗶𝗃𝗋 that are going to sell out at 70 million in volume.
That's some great density too.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in high density. It's right next to De Anza College. I got to take this off my pipeline because it's going to be 27 of them in 2 years.
Yeah.
And then when I look down here, this one here, 1182 Fordham. I just sold that property months ago to another company that does new construction, and they built these prefab homes. So I'll put this house on the market in February for 5 million. That's new construction.
Right.
And let me see what other ones here are new construction. Oh, and then this one that I have on the market right now, which is 1684 Park Hills, but it's new construction. I got that one. My clients bought it for 3.1, and I think the construction cost was 1.6. And the $6.7 million listing. But when I look at my pending, you guys will see that I have 3 brand new ones here and another 2 here. These are all brand new construction and sold. And this is just right now.
Wow. Amazing.
Sold this year. Right now I'm at 168 million volume. Out of that 168, a little bit over 100 is new construction.
You're almost making a living at real estate.
Almost. I love when people say new home sales is a niche. I like, wow, go talk to Joe and see what he says about that. At one time, 30 years ago, when we first started and we built the courses, it was a little bit more of a niche, right? Because realtors and builders did not communicate. They didn't know each other's business. So we've had a significant impact on bringing them together to understand one another's business.
Back when you met us, the two of us laugh. We spent quite a few years traveling the country. We felt like evangelists. Hey, everybody, there's amazing opportunity for you to help builders, developers, flippers. And so many people in real estate didn't see it or didn't buy it. And thankfully you did. Did you want to show us some more there?
Yeah, what I was saying is that one of my personal projects, because I've also developed several since, just gotten a Harvard education from working with developers and builders, that after earning so many commissions, I decided to do a couple on my own. So this neighborhood right here is 3 luxury homes that I named it Bella Estates in Los Gatos. And I built these 3 luxury homes. And it's one of my, proudest moments just because it named it after my firstborn. Yeah. And then the Mercury News published an article about my family and keeping it all in the family.
Which was really nice. You should be proud of that.
You should
be.
Hey there, friends. If you want to tap into new home sales, this tool is a game changer.
The free new home market analyzer shows you what's being built, where, and by whom in your market area in seconds.
And no digging through data. Just type in your zip code. It's free to use. Follow the link below to register and get started instantly.
And I've done quite a bit. That took me out to Austin and Miami and San Diego, where I then ventured out there from 2019 to 2024. I'll tell you that if you're a really good real estate agent, there's actually more money being a realtor, in my opinion, than a developer.
100%. We know.
Absolutely. We used to build and develop ourselves.
And as you guys know, there's less risk. I mean, we get mad about as realtors that we lost some staging fees when the sellers didn't sell, which is 1 of 1,000 for me.
Right.
But as a developer, sometimes when you're carrying these $30,000, $40,000 mortgage payments and that interest carry, sometimes you can't sleep at night, right?
Oh, yeah.
And all the money's never all to you. There's always partners. So If you're a realtor, I'm doing 250 million a year to make 5 million as a developer. It requires quite a bit. I'm glad that I went through it. I learned to do it, and I drive by the neighborhood and I show it to my kid.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
really cool.
loves it. And we're building in 𝘃𝗶𝗱𝗲. That one's named after my other kid. It's called Jolene's Place.
Oh,
That's
that's
cute.
great.
Yeah,
That's
Jolene
great.
That's-
And it's funny because I grew up in construction and then building and developing and designing homes and so on. I had a couple of things. One is I would do the same thing when the kids were little as I'd go out, if we're heading to a sports event or something, and there was a home nearby I had worked on,
Yeah.
I'd pull up and I'd say, look at that. I designed that house. I remember walking the lot with those people and bringing it to life. And I said, they're celebrating holidays and birthdays. And I'm a little emotional, right? And the kids are saying, Dad, I don't want to be late to football.
Yeah.
But someday
Someday.
that may click with them. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think maybe one day I'm 52, but I'm thinking one day maybe I'm not here and they're going to have to pass by that corner. They're going to remember that daddy built that. You know what I mean?
But you bring up to mind the way you talk, some things like that, some of the things you've talked about in business. We're often talking to agents and saying, look, is this your career? Is this your life? Because one of the reasons many agents will say, well, I'm not going to pursue new homes. You talked about it. Oh, I could start working on a project. It might take a year or two before I'm going to come to the market and sell anything. Or I have to wait for my commission 4 months or 6 months or 8 months while they're building the home. And we're thinking, are you kidding me? How fast does a year or two go in our life? And if we're in this business for the long run, why not lay a pipeline that continues to grow? And I don't know if you want to speak to that and that creator mindset, Joe.
Yeah. And that's what I've done. You asked me how many people are on my team. Currently right now I have 5 sales agents, 2 full-time assistants, and I bring in 70% of the business that comes through that door. And I have them because I can't be at all these open houses. So people come to those open houses and they get buyers and sellers from it. And then I get an extra little piece of that commission. So that's the purpose of me evolving and having a sales team. It's nice not owning a real estate company or a mortgage company because you get a nice big split and somebody pays your expenses and handles everything for you. And you're only working with motivated people. The minute I don't have 5 or 6 agents that are motivated, I just let them go because I don't really have a use for them. I need people that are on my same gung-ho brainwave level. And what I mean by that is just people that are just getting after it, that are hungry for success and want to do well in this business. But my involvement went to thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. And not to say that it's not, but I think you need to have quite a bit of wealth, in my opinion, as a developer. And I think where it makes the most sense is buying things cash, because when these interest rates go up, it's nasty. It's nasty. And then when they don't sell after they're built in 6 months, you got to do price drops and then your margins go really low. And what I did is I went through that, and I definitely believe there's no such thing as fail. Learnings from it. All fails equal learnings. You learn something. And I wouldn't say that it was a failure, me being a developer, because I definitely made money and I made decent money from it, good money. But when I compare it to some of my colleagues, these guys, and I see that, man, these guys for a long time have been making 500, 600 million, 100 million in volume, and they've never been really involved in any development. They're just so focused. And as a real estate agent, when you can do that and minimize your risk, and then we're getting paid, as you mentioned, pretty fast in 45 days. So what if I'm waiting 4 or 8 months for a house? But overall, we're getting paid pretty freaking fast.
That's right.
And you could sleep pretty good at night, not knowing that you have all this debt as a developer, or you're worried about the logistics of the domino effect that I call regarding construction when you're working with a lot of subs, right? Because maybe the tile guy broke his leg. So then the cabinet guy can't start. He was ready to start, but now he can't because the tile guy set you back 2 weeks and the cabinet guy has a job that he's going to take. So now everything got thrown out of the logistical order, and it's a freaking disaster.
It's like
those are the realities.
Yeah.
And she and I lived through that. I had a building company, did development work, and you're absolutely right. I woke up in the middle of the night once. I was in my 20s, and I said, my gosh. And this is many years ago. And I said, I am personally signed on almost $10 million worth of construction loans. And then I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. They're not going to squeeze that out of me. And then talk about carrying costs and tight margins. There were times you're writing a construction loan, typically 2% or so above prime, right? Who knows where that can go? And your margins can completely disappear. And pretty soon it's, how do I get out from underneath this thing?
Yeah. And you're just happy to get your capital back.
That's it.
And as soon as I started talking to you guys, I seen that both your body language changed because you remembered.
So
You
you're
remembered.
pain.
You're like,
the pain.
yeah. And it's painful. And because a lot of us don't talk about the painfulness,
No.
right? You look at it like, oh my God, Joe bought that house for $3 million. He sold it for $7 million, but they don't understand that construction was $2 million and that interest was $500,000. Yes, it was $1.5 million made, but it was over 3 years and it was split 5 ways. Now,
Right.
some of these guys that are doing this and their only skill is this, they're not real estate agents or they don't have other income. This is what they're doing. They do that and they do that well. And that's what they're focused on. Maybe that 15, 20, 25 projects. But the beautiful thing about this program and what you guys are talking about is that, look, I tried it and I went through it too. Not that you guys pushed me to be a developer, but I just wanted to do that and I tried it. But it also, just like I did right now with you guys, we were speaking the same language. There's times that I did cry and there's times that I did laugh and there's times that I would wake up because I owed 25 million and this was years ago. And now me and my wife are laughing about it right now because I just did nearly 200 million in volume. And I'm like, what were we thinking? We didn't need to do that. And we're super, super happy. And now COVID, this too shall pass, but it almost connects you even better. Like I feel right now, we got a little bit different connection because you guys went through what I went through. But what I'm talking about is when you're able to take the classes that you guys offer, and even right now, the experience that you shared, you connect a lot different with the developer and a builder because it's way different than I get silly calls and I don't want to disrespect my community, but some of them, they'll send me a property and they go, hey, Joe, if I find a deal for you, I could get to represent you if you buy it. And I'm like, yeah. And they'll send me like a house that looks like complete crap, right? Which just because it looks like junk, yeah, but you're a developer, you can make a new and sell it for a lot of money. They don't, it's like the biggest waste of time and they're almost like a joke. It's like, well, what a good deal. Understanding that, hey, great that it's ugly, but it's a good deal because look, the FAR, the floor area ratio that you can go there is 45%. You can build a 3,000 square foot house. There's these homes rounded. Construction costs about $450 a square foot. When you're able to speak a different language, talk about the sleepless nights, talk about, hey, lumber's at this price, and you understand those things, the relationship with builders and developers, you can cement it because you're speaking their language.
Well, do you want to grow your business by adding a new home's revenue stream?
I really do, yes. Our free new home market analyzer gives you instant market insight.
Just enter a zip code or a city and get builder activity, permit data, pricing trends, and more.
It's easy, and it is built just for you. Totally free. Follow the link below to register and get started instantly.
And you have that compassion. In the course, it's been a while, you may not remember, but we take you through the builder's perspectives, their risks, their abilities, right? Go through contracts. And it's funny because I would often start the course out years ago. We would travel doing it live. And I'd say, hey, just curious, is anybody in the room here thinking that someday you might like to be a builder? Hands going up.
Very excited hands going up.
And what would happen by the end?
Zero at the end. No, because it's to the point, the whole risk, just eliminating that risk factor and just say, wait a minute, they're giving you homes and you don't have to pay for them or do anything.
Here, put this on the
Take
shelf.
on the risk. Let's just put it on the shelf. It's so true. It is very different.
I'd say, look, I've got to buy the building lot. I've got to buy materials. I have to get financing. I have to chase subcontractors around. I have to be liable in at least where I was building for 10 years.
Same here yet still.
Any structural. And so I can't sleep for 10 years after I build each one of these. So yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
And that's why builders, I hear it all the time when we go to conventions and all that. Oh yeah, you know what though? But the builders, they don't want to work with me. And I look at the agent, I'm saying, what are you saying to them? Truly. Because if you're knocking on the door and saying, hey, I'd really love to get your listings. No, they're not going to want to work with you. You have to come in from a perspective of a sales and marketing subcontractor. You're going to take on their sales and marketing. Let them build because that's all they want to do. But if you're knocking on that door, you just shot yourself in the foot. So now I'm going to segue into another question for you that kind of backs off of this. What kind of advice would you give someone who's looking to get into real estate today?
They're wanting to get into new construction.
Just getting into the business of real estate. But of course, obviously, you'd probably want, if possible, if it's the right thing for them, to pursue that.
Advice that I would give someone today that wants to get into real estate is, it's such a big answer, but I think the one thing that I would be really clear with them about is that to remember that very first paragraph on real estate principles when you get your real estate license, that it says 95% of the agents that get their license the first year are out for the rest of their life. So only 5% make it.
Right.
And I would tell them that first to just remind them that it's going to be extremely challenging and only 5% of us make it. And the reason why is because we have to be HR, we have to be marketing, we have to be self-driven. No one's going to say, hey, are you going to go to the office today? And you have to think quick on your feet. And if you think you can go to the office whenever you want or work whenever you want, in the beginning, it's always after 5 and on weekends. And you got to have an extremely understanding spouse to make it successful, because our industry, I think it's like the number 3 in divorce, because you're gone so long and you're out and about a lot and you're at different functions a lot. And it really, a lot of time that you got to put in the business, and it's not for everyone. It takes a certain mindset to be in the industry.
That's good stuff. And another thought. So one of the things Teresa and I have been sharing for many years, and even before we developed our training business more than 3 decades ago, in our business and her business in real estate, and her brother had a flooring company and so on. One of the things we say, here's one of the secrets of success in this arena and in anything you do where you're dealing with people, and that's truly caring about your clients.
Yep.
Truly caring about what's best for them. We always say, look, you can't fake honesty. You have to be honest. If you don't know the answer, you find the answer. Truly caring about your clients and what's best for them, even if it means they're not necessarily moving forward and buying something we're selling. We believe that's at the heart of long-term success.
The project that I just showed you right now that I'm selling 16 units in 𝘃𝗶𝗶 to sell, they're antsy for a project. And we tied up 2 of them, one in Palo Alto, one in Menlo Park. And I did my due diligence on him. After we got into contract, he took off to Mexico to 𝘃𝗶𝗶 for Thanksgiving and came back, and we had 3 days to cancel. And I looked at him, oh man, these margins are going to be so thin where construction costs is now. I think it's best that we should cancel them. And he's like, really? So I talked him into it. And I could have made $200,000 in commission, but I know the stress, and maybe I'm wrong because maybe the market all of a sudden turns around. But where the market is now is where I feel, as an agent, as a developer, as an investor, you need to base it on today's market, not the future appreciation, and even take a little percentage for downturn and caring. To your credit, yes, truly caring about the client is a number 1 for me, both my developers and my resale clients for sure. Yeah, I think what's important in wanting to make new construction a big part of your portfolio as a realtor is bringing value. What value do you bring? And you guys talked a little bit about, hey, a property's being built and you call that builder, hey, can I list your property? I'm number 1, blah, blah, blah. I never got any callbacks from that. The best call to make is, hey, John, I saw that you're building this property on North First Street. By the way, there's a 10,000 square foot lot that I know is off market. Looks like you can build a 3,500 square foot home there. And there's probably about $1.5 million there in profit after your acquisition costs. I'd love the opportunity to meet with you. Give me a call when you have time. And I always got callbacks, and it was so easy to pick up developers. Agents ask me, how do you work with developers? How do you work with them? Because I call them all the time. They never call me back. How do you get them? How do you get them? It's really about bringing them value. And I think as realtors, for resale, what some of the realtors do to bring value is by sending them a neighborhood update, right? Hey, these 5 homes sold in your neighborhood. These are the prices. They're constantly letting you know what the homes are selling for in the area. After a year and you're thinking about selling your home, you call that person that's been reaching out to you because they're bringing value. They're letting homes are selling in the area. And I think with anything that you do, like, you guys are bringing value. You're educating other agents to be maybe the next Joe Velasco. And I know a lot of agents that I looked up to that were doing the same thing. And the way you guys are bringing value, we're bringing you guys value. And I think one of the things that I would highly advise new agents, old agents that have been in the industry for a little while, is not to forget how important bringing value to your client is and what things you can do to bring that value. But your guys' framework that you have put together and the classes that you teach and the program that you have, I definitely feel that it's extremely valuable because it's not taught really in our industry. You have to go and find it. It's not part of real estate principles. And at the same time, it's like the Chanel handbag or like the Louis Vuitton handbag, which is really cool when you're doing that business. Oh, wow, you got a new construction listing. It separates yourself from the rest of the agents. You're at a different caliber.
New homes are a huge opportunity, but most agents don't know where to start.
That's why we built the New Home Market Analyzer. It gives you a fast, clear look at your local new construction market and helps you uncover new opportunities.
You have to try it today. It's free. Follow the link below to register and get started instantly.
We've always said it joking around, but the cool kids in the business of real estate are those who actively are involved with builders and developers and changing the face of the marketplace through their efforts, right? You earn a lot of respect. And I think the people who do this, as you do, Joe, deserve a lot of respect because it is hard work. It takes vision, but you're making a tremendous contribution. And as you talk about bringing value to builders and developers, one of the things we've often said, don't forget the value of land. None of this happens right? If there's not a building site, right? If there's not a home to tear down, and if you want to get builders and developers to return your phone call, and we teach obviously in the course, we call it bird, dog, and land, how to go out and find those opportunities. Hey, I've got a parcel that I think is a tremendous opportunity. You're going to get a phone call back.
And the tear down rebuild opportunities, same thing. You may be driving by an opportunity today, but agents are always saying, how does Joe keep getting this business?
Just lucky. You're just lucky, Joe.
It's knowing how to find it. But then when you find it, how to really make the most of it. So a lot I hear, I want to get the builder. I want to get the builder. I want to get the builder. You can get the builder, but then you got to maintain that business and make sure you're successful. So it all comes down to the core of it all. It really is about bringing that value, even more than ever in real estate. It really is more about the value. And God knows you have done that, Joe, so successfully. You are phenomenal. We thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate you taking the time.
Sure.
I really.
Well, you know that we are the leaders of the Joe Velasco fan clubs.
Yes. We're your biggest fans, buddy. We appreciate it so much.
I appreciate it. And I was so glad to see you guys in Cupertino because I'll tell you, I look at my daughter, she just turned 14 a month ago. And it honestly feels yesterday that she was born, that my wife was giving her birth in the Kaiser Hospital. You hear it a lot when you're a new parent. Oh, the years go by so fast. Enjoy them. They freaking really do. I feel like I really saw you guys like a few weeks ago. I really did at Cupertino, but
I know prior to that, I agree.
For the longest time, I go, man, I need to reach out to Gino to ask them what's their names, what's the name of that company. Yes. I learned so much from, I read this, man, I'm trying to think of the book right now. I think it's called A Lone Wolf or something like that. Yeah. And it's about this guy that's in the military, but he talks about after he left the military, he went to work out of all places, Wall Street. And he talks about certain times in his life that have been game changers, that have changed his business. And for me, one of them was connecting with you guys because that really opened up a different channel in my brain where I saw it possible. I didn't even understand what capitalism was. Like when people said, hey, I'm a capitalist, they make money off other people. They make money off borrowing money. And that really came to light with what I learned with the initial inception of meeting you guys. Thank you guys after all these years too. And it was so good to see you guys when I ran into you guys in Cupertino. Yeah. Thank you both.
All right, Joe.
Thank you,
Thanks
brother.
again, bud. You take care.
Good.
Thank you.
Too.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview, and I hope you enjoyed learning from Joe and hearing of his success. And Joe's story is just one of thousands of success stories we have from graduates from our courses we've been delivering for more than 30 years. So I encourage you, just click that link below. Go ahead. Don't hesitate. Don't drag your feet. Don't walk. Run to sellnewhomes.com. So again, sellnewhomes.com, and that's where you'll find information. You can sign up and participate in our certified new home specialist, our residential construction certified, and our residential remodeling specialist courses. These courses have helped thousands and thousands of professionals take their business to a higher level, enjoy new confidence. Many have told us not only has it enhanced their business success, but their personal success as well. Also, please don't hesitate to leave some comments below. Subscribe so you can enjoy more of the videos we're going to be providing, sharing more success stories, more strategies you can use right away in your business. We'd love to hear your thoughts. We'd love to hear your questions. And we'd love you to subscribe so you can take advantage of new videos. As we come on board, we're going to share more success stories. You're going to find many new ways to take the knowledge that we teach in our courses and apply that in your business. Many have applied it not only to increasing their sales, bringing new listings to the market, but also creating their own investment properties, their own investment portfolios that pay dividends to them long into the future. So again, thanks so much. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.